Oh, did I have to hit go live? Is that the problem? Alright, note to self, hit the go live button. There we go. Now we're cooking. I don't know if you could hear anything I was saying before. I have no idea. Whoops. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, we'll be painting the Juggalo bride and groom again today. Drinking some more peach fago. Bada boom. And generally hanging out and chatting if you're into that kind of thing. You know, the camera actually makes it look like these lines are way cleaner than they are. Here live in person, they're not quite as good as I want them to be. So I'm going to get my little magnifier and light here. Try to fix my stuff up while still letting you look at what I'm doing. At least try to. Oh yeah, instantly better. Instantly better. So much better. Yeah. Y'all might not see that, but I sure do. Look at that little guy. Little fella. You know what? I actually watched a video about how to fix this zoom issue. And I should have taken the time to actually adjust that setting in the camera. I also probably should have taken the time to change my battery. Just all around not doing this very well at all. Actually, let me just go ahead and do that. Stand by. About to go dark. All right. Coming back. There we are. Fresh battery. Back to work. Yeah. I think I'm uneven one direction there. Let's try to fix that. Oh, my eyes just went cross-eyed for a second there. There, that looks more even, right? Hmm. And this is where I torture myself with self-doubt. Yeah, that shows. That tracks. That looks better. Okay. Now the top side's a little shy. Have to even that up. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That's a little nicer, a little cleaner. Magnifier down here. Oh, that needs to go a little bit further. A little further out. Oop. So I don't know about y'all, but around in my area, it's pretty much a snow day throughout the city. So the kids were home, I was home. It was kind of nice. Real nice. Yeah, even on camera that looks better already. Look at that. I feel good about that. Alright, so how about we start doing some other elements here? Be content to tune it up later. I'll do some work around his eyes. You know, a trend I've noticed when I paint these, for whatever reason, if there's a male and a female, or a group of two, and one seems to be, I don't know, younger or smaller than the other. Violent J tends to be either the male or the more dominant presence in the pair when I'm painting Precious Moments, or any other figurines for that matter. If it's a pair, if you look through my catalog, for whatever reason, that's just how I end up painting them. So little fella here will end up being painted like Violent J, while the little lady here will end up being painted like Shaggy 2 Dope. Not a commentary on them as people. It's just, for whatever reason, that's how these things speak to me when I'm painting. Man, I see now I got some white on this little guy's bow tie, so we'll have to address that today as well. So you and I both know that can't stand. Oh yeah, so I noticed my microphone's been kind of soft in the last couple of streams, so I actually bumped it up a little bit. Let me know if it's better, or if you actually preferred it softer the way it was. I was finding myself turning up my TV to try to hear me, which sounds very pretentious, but I do go back and watch my streams, you know, so I can dissect them and critique them to myself, and generally just, you know, rip on myself for a while, make myself feel bad, as I tend to do. Actually, I say that I don't really do all that. I just watch it because quality control and whatnot. I want my streams to look and sound good. I think I've already said it before, but my whole goal in these streams is just to create an opportunity for people to watch and relax and be like Bob Ross was for me as a kid. Saying that, I won't be bringing any squirrels into this equation. So I don't know if y'all are huge Bob Ross fans or not, but every so often, I can't remember the squirrel's name, but he had a pet squirrel, and he'd bring him into the studio in his pocket. It was like Peanuts or something. I had one of those, you know, cutesy, squirrel-esque names. But I can tell you right now, that is not going to be me. Shoot, you'll be lucky if one of my cats or dog ends up in a stream, because part of the house I'm in right now, the animals aren't allowed in. Which makes my house sound massive. It's not at all. I'm just in the basement, and basement's got a lot of stuff in it that animals just don't need to be around. Including Juggalo live streams. I guess. But yeah, I just want my streams to be a chill zone. Let you guys sit with me after work. Just kind of decompress. Relax. Or if you're like my friend Direwolf, you watch these in the morning when you're drinking coffee. And that's how he starts his day. I don't know how I could do that, man. If I was starting my day like this, I'd probably go back to bed. This is much more of an end of day activity for me, in my opinion. Yeah, I didn't get totals on the snow today, but it's definitely a few inches. It's pretty thick out there. I probably ought to be doing my dadly duties. I'd probably actually be outside shoveling something. Man, these sweatpants feel good. And my feet are dry and warm. Who wants to ruin that, you know? I don't. Not this guy. Oh, look at that shot of my hairy arm. Yeah, buddy, look at that. Delicious. That is quality programming. I think I actually, yeah, I think I had this over here yesterday. Yeah, that'll avoid that. Let's do that. Actually, before I put more black in, let's address this white spot on his bow tie. And I'd show it to you, but it's kind of up inside there. Well, yeah, you can kind of see it. Right in there. Oh, that was me burping. Sorry if you had have your headphones in. You probably heard that. You probably also hear my heater running in the background. As previously stated, I am in the Juggalo dungeon in my basement. So I'm sharing a space with a water heater and our HVAC system, a deep freezer, a couple of cold or dry storage cabinets, and a beer fridge. So if you hear mechanical sounds in the background, yeah, that'll be it for sure. For sure. That's better. Now, let's get a little damp brush here. Just get all the flakes. There we go. Look at that. Good as new. No little white spot on the little bow tie. Oh. May have stumbled upon a good way to get the zoom here. Or the focus. God, I keep calling it zoom. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Look at that adorable little feller. Yeah. Did I just spend entirely too much time looking at my work in the little screen instead of what's actually tangibly in my hand right now? Sure did. Fago Peach. That is still an odd choice on a cold day. Oh, look at that. Camera's actually auto-detecting his face right now. Well, that should say something. Because it wasn't before. You know, it's probably the FBI has some kind of a link with Canon to pre-identify Juggalo face paint. And it's getting fed to the Matrix right now. Ooh. 100% positive that's what's happening. So if you hear heavy boots slamming against my front door, followed by screams, followed by an abrupt end to my stream, that's why. Just a friendly visit from the local FBI. Still have never really understood the whole categorization of the Juggalo family as a gang. Meanwhile, there are corporate entities that actually function in more of a gang style, and they get away with all of their misdoings. But we don't need to talk about that. This isn't a political channel. That's just me yammering. I'm not even that kind of a guy. I'm not a conspiracy guy at all. Really don't care about any of that stuff. As long as it doesn't affect my family. I basically just ignore things. I'll tell you what does affect my family. I was having this conversation just a little bit ago. Oh, Scott the Scott. What's up, man? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Scott the Scott has joined the chat. Scott, do you see snow over there at all? I know y'all see a bunch of rain and wind. But I'm sure you've got to get snow. Because you're pretty far north. Right? That's alright. You can go back and watch it later. I can survive by myself. Cool that you dropped in, though. Yeah, after I asked that question, then it kind of dawned on me. I have seen pictures of snow over there. And it looks pretty, but you know, it's always romanticized pictures of castle ruins and whatnot. So of course that's going to look good. Who's going to take a picture of, you know, your trash on the curbside that's been waiting to get picked up, but delayed due to weather? Oh man, I'm kind of getting aggressive there. A little aggressive. Yeah. I do like snow. I like snow sports. I used to snowboard quite a bit back in the day. And that was always a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that. Snowboarded some mountains in Utah. Man, that's good snow out there. And New Mexico. Snowboarded in New Mexico. Colorado. And the hills here in Kansas. There's even a couple of slopes not far from me in Missouri. I do, yeah, sledding. My brother and I used to sled a bunch when we were kids. And looking back on it, man, I don't know how we survived, let alone never broke anything. But I'm glad we had those experiences. Sometimes a little risk is a lot of fun. So, I have those days too. It's like your fingers feel fatter than they should be or something. Or drunk, I guess. So Scott the Scot, I did look up the etymology, or there's probably a different name for the history of human names. Etymology is more for words. But yeah. It's a nickname for Scottish people. So it became a surname, which would be last name. Like, I don't know if you have the American version of The Office over there, but the main character, being Michael Scott, would be an example of a surname of Scott, which would tell you that his ancestry is Scottish. But it also became a byname, which would be the first name, such as you. And it would still call to attention the fact that somebody is Scottish. I mean, it's not quite that anymore here in the States. It's just kind of become, the top 100 baby names or whatever. But yeah, I guess it actually goes back thousands of years. So being a Scot named Scott is pretty befitting. Like it used to, I guess it used to be more like a nickname, yeah. But yeah, I rode the old Google machine for a little while there, reading up on the name Scott. And I didn't even think about the last name Scott, how prevalent that is, because it is. The last name Scott is all over the place. So that's the question now. If your first and last name is both Scott and you're Scottish, then that's like Mega Scott. So you might want to look into that. All right, deep breath. Matching this stroke. There we go. Angle seems wrong, though. Yeah, I think I went a little in. There we go. Man, sometimes. Mega Scott. Maybe I'll just start calling you that. I mean, right now you're kind of Scott squared. That's how nicknames get started. Which goes right back to, that's how the name Scott got started. It all cycles back. Alright, we gotta kind of think about the angle of that there. There's gonna be some peakage. Actually, I think we'll arc that all the way down. Let's see, yeah. Gosh, I'm not putting enough paint on the brush right now. Now I probably slopped way too much on. Oh yeah. There we go. That is working out. Get a little thicker there. Uh-oh. Party foul. Got some black up in the hair. Let's clean that out. Oh yeah. I don't know, we might finish the Groom today. Hopefully get started on the bride. Let's see. Yeah, we're halfway through our paint today. I'm feeling pretty good about it so far. When I ended the stream yesterday, I almost actually picked up one of the other projects on my desk to try to get some work done on it. And then quickly realized that was a bad idea. Like I talked about, I think an hour a day is about my limit. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, look at that guy. You know what? I don't like like how this one is going off that way. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to fix that. I don't like that. We'll fix that later, though. Here we go. Start on the bride. Start with her nose. So this will be the Shaggy 2 Dope motif. Yeah. Weirdly, my default paint, if it's just a single face, is just Violent J. I think between the two, his is the more recognizable. You know, for the uninitiated. I also kind of like it more. I don't know. I always kind of struggle with Shaggy's. Let's see here. Yeah. Actually, I think I need a fatter brush. Here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe. Yeah. See, I think so too. I think it is easier. It's the points on his brow or Shaggy's paint that I struggle with, that are above his nose, and then the arches. For whatever reason, I have a hard time with that. Also, his they're like wings on his cheeks. I don't know. I have a hard time making the mouth bit and then the wings on the cheeks visually makes sense, if that makes any sense. Or at least that's what I tell myself. I actually usually keep reference photos on my computer screen, which is here, which is now my stream screen, and it helps me visualize better. Yeah, it's the small scale too. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if I think I was actually doing these on humans, I could probably bang these out fast, and you know. Also, there's there's a lot of room for error. In the scene, it doesn't necessarily have to be extremely tight. You know, the paint can be a little loose. But when the faces are so small, if it's a little loose, then a little loose is just smudged all over their face. So you have to do pretty tight on such small faces, where it doesn't come across as well. Yeah, I think if I went to any kind of like the Gathering or anything and painted people's faces live, I could probably do a human face in 30 minutes as opposed to the, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours it's probably going to take me to do these two faces. I've had a couple of pieces where the faces are much bigger. They're just a larger scale piece. And I've been really pleased with the way they've come out. Like the Juggalo C Fields that's in my shop, WC Fields, where the head is kind of out of proportion to the body. It's kind of a big head, and it's kind of a line of sculptures of like famous people from, I don't know, whatever era that was, the 30s and 40s. Yeah, so anyway, that face is more proportionate to like our face, and it painted so fast. When I brought it home from the flea market, like I pretty much couldn't put it down. Instantly painted it. Loved it. Now I just wish I could find more of those, because I know there's like there's a Three Stooges in that line with all Three Stooges, and I'd love to do that. That'd be a lot of fun. I might have to pull this up on my phone. Oh, don't want to lose that. Bear with me. Shaggy 2 Dope. Let's go to images. That's a good one. Okay. Gives me something to look at while I do this. Gosh. I don't know why I have such a hard time with this one. Gosh, and with those flowers right there, that's bothering me. I get really, sometimes in my own way when it comes to these. I get into my head too much, trying to think about, well, how's this going to work? How's that going to look? You know, sometimes you just got to put the paint down. Just do it, man. Quit thinking about it. The other thing about Shaggy's paint when it comes to these figures, like Precious Moments, for whatever reason, a lot of them have a lot of bangs, so a lot of their forehead is covered. And for Shaggy, like, that's where half his paint is up here. So I can't really get that in there. And even like Violent J, like, I can kind of work, you know, around the hair, and it's obscured, but it's more natural, you know. Oh, you like to cook too? Me too. Big fan of cooking. I think I'm actually, I get less in my head when it comes to cooking. Like I don't know, it just kind of comes more naturally than this does for me. I can whip up some pretty good meals. But, you know, that comes from being in the kitchen with my mom and my grandma as a kid. I have no problem admitting that I'm a mama's boy. Not at all. See, that doesn't feel quite right. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's just, I was just raised that way. Never had any, like, formal training. I've actually had more training for this than I have for, cooking. Not that it's not like I went to college for this. It's just art classes in high school or whatever. And you know, the funny thing is, like, cooking with my mom now, like, it's not even that she really has a great idea of, like, flavor profiles or anything. Um, she just knows what has worked for her and she sticks with it. And for me, it's, I like, you know, I kind of know how flavors will work with each other. And so I can have just a list of ingredients, as random as it may be, and I can generally produce something pretty decent out of that list of oddball stuff. I also like smoking meat. Being from Kansas City, barbecue's a big thing here. Um, so I've been doing quite a bit of that for a few years. Really enjoy that. There's a lot of science to that. Yeah, that doesn't look right. Yeah, I used to cook a lot more when it was just my wife and I before we had kids. Um, I definitely cooked a lot more for her, and like when we were dating. Um, but then I got a big boy job, and she actually stays home. So the cooking is kind of her deal. But I need to cook for her more and for the kids. They always enjoy when I cook. In fact, my daughters get really excited when I cook. Hmm. That just doesn't feel right. Let's see. I think she needs a little more upper lip. And this needs to be a little further in. Uh-oh. Hang on. Got a work alert. Okay. Sorry. Sorry for the interruption. There we go. It still just doesn't feel right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just got a notification on my phone. It's just something I had to acknowledge. Message received type of thing. No big deal. It's just we had quite a bit of snow, and because of it, our offices were actually closed today, and it won't be as snowy tomorrow, so the offices will be open. So it's just telling me go to work tomorrow. Okay. Let's see, how do we want to do this here? See, the problem is all of his makeup is like above that line. That's exactly where all her hair is. So there's gonna be some peeking out here. Oh, I never cleaned that brush out. Shame on you. Okay, so yeah. I'll be down here and up, down there and up. Let's just start with that. Ooh. Speaking of cooking, I can smell dinner. My wife is definitely working on it right now. And onions are definitely involved. Which is not a complaint. I love onions. Ooh, I hope she's making chili. Ugh. It's a great chili day. So yeah, straight down. There we go. That's a start. That'll kind of define how the rest of this will look. That's gonna go up. Up. Yeah. Chocolate croissant. You know what? That doesn't sound bad at all. Honestly, I've been kind of hungry all day. I think snow days kind of do that to me. Because, you know, they're kind of cold days. And nothing quite warms you up like a full belly. What I could go for right now is a gas station donut. As luxurious as that sounds. We have a chain of gas stations in my area called Quick Trip. And man, they are all about the snacks. And they have got some real good ones. Oh, I could eat donuts all day long. I'm a huge donut fan. To a fault. Like, I would eat myself to death. If given the opportunity, I would fully eat myself to death with zero control. If there was unending donuts, I would eat and eat and eat. I can't believe I've hardly used my magnifier doing this. Usually all up inside there. Okay, and then we'll... I think that comes down. Sketch this out here. Like that. Quick trip, if you're ever listening to any of my streams, it's your donuts I'm thinking about. So if you ever feel like sending a box of donuts to a guy painting Juggalos live on YouTube, I would be more than happy. I would gracefully accept a box of donuts. So now I kind of have to make that work. Let's see here. Open up my reference here. And if I could get a sponsorship from Quick Trip, that would be pretty amazing. Also not gonna happen, but you know, a guy can dream. And they've done weirder things. I don't know about that. I have to go in and make some adjustments on that later. See how low. Let's see. We'll use the magnifier on this. think I might have to change the other side. Oh, goodness. Oh, don't look at what just happened there. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake. I will definitely be coming back with a white paintbrush to fix all of that. That's awful. Here, I'll bring her up so you can see if it focuses, maybe. Yeah, see. Now you can see what I'm flipping out about. Look at that mess right there. Hideous. But yeah, I think on this side I'm gonna have to put a little window of white there. That's fine, Scott. I'm kind of doing the same thing. I did move the little screen that shows me the chat over more to center, so before it was off to the side, so I was spending a lot of time looking to the side. This way I can kind of do both things at the same time better. But yeah, you're good. There's no pressure in these streams. You're welcome to participate as you see fit. As little and as much, or as much. Actually, holy cow. It's 5:30 already. We're already at an hour. Time moves fast when you're having fun. So look at that. That is... It's not done. Definitely not done. Gonna have to go back and fix some things, some issues. But I think I'm comfortable in saying the black portions have been roughed in pretty well. I think this was a good day. Here, we'll bring them up. Give you a little better focus. Thought that's where I had them before. Yeah. Ish. Not super focused. Gosh, where's the... There's a happy medium in there somewhere. So yeah, the groom here is pretty good. The bride... She's going to take a little work. But I did... Oh, there's focus. I did kind of slop her in pretty fast in the last, like, 20 minutes. But yeah, they're real close to being complete. Yeah, sweet. Alright, well, that is Precious Juggalo's live stream number 3. Scott, you said you weren't going to be able to hang out too long. You were here till the end, so yet again, appreciate you, man. Scott the Scott, Mega Scott. So, yeah, that's another one in the bag, or in the can for the film industry terminology. So I'll be back again tomorrow, like I said, about 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Painting for about an hour, Monday through Friday. Everybody's welcome. That's it. So, yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Scott, thanks again for hanging out. Shout out to you. And see you later.